Hi everyone, I'm Karen Combs and welcome to FlossTube number 33. It is July 3rd and tomorrow's July 4th. So for those of us in the United States, it is our Independence Day or 4th of July. I mean, it's 4th of July everywhere, but here it's Independence Day. But this is the 3rd, and I thought I'd go ahead and tape FlossTube, and I might even upload it today. But it's been a month since I had a regular FlossTube. Several weeks ago, we did the sewing room tour, and thank you for all your nice comments. As I mentioned in that particular video, I got a little emotional, but I decided to leave it because that's just genuine, that's just life. But thank you. A lot of very wise comments, and I appreciate that. So thank you, and glad you enjoyed the tour. And now you know all the stuff that's behind me, because I don't think I've changed anything. Although I did clean out both of my closets, and I'm working on that. And just 2 days ago, I had ladders in here to get to the top of those closets, but I think I'm about done. So anyway, let's get to our stitching. And for those of you that might be new, this is a video about stitching, primarily cross stitch, and there's some other stitching too, but primarily cross stitch. If you are a quilter, we do have this same video channel has some quilting videos, but go to the playlist for quilting tips or quilt talk, and you can find those. So lots to cover. I'm gonna take a deep breath because I've got a whole pile of stuff to show you. But boy, June was busy, and July is going to be busy. Wow, lots of stuff going on in June. And I did just put a few stickers in my July. And I do like to use this book because it keeps me straight on what I've been stitching. And that's the only reason I know what to pull to show you, because I write it down each day. Maybe not how long I stitched, but what I stitched on. But before I show you that, I've got a couple of housekeeping, well, one in particular housekeeping from last time. Last time I showed you this book, Sewn in America. And this is about an exhibit at the DAR Museum in Washington. Those of you that are lucky enough to live close or make a road trip, it looks like an absolutely amazing exhibit. But what I wanted to share with you, several viewers left comments about, and I appreciate that so much. There are 2 videos from, I think they're both from the exhibit, but the curator, I was trying to find her name, but couldn't find it real quick, but the Alden O'Brien is the curator. She did a marvelous job putting this together. And there are 2 videos about the exhibit, and I'm going to put a link to them in the description. One is showing some of the details, and she talks about why the exhibit's laid out a certain way. There's some close-ups. It's excellent. And the second video is about quilts, and I'm trying to remember. I think the second one, that's all it is, but the first one is about the exhibit. So if you can't go, that's an option to see the exhibit. And I'm going to do this myself, actually. I need to do this when I get done with the video. There is going to be an in-person and virtual presentation of the exhibit, and it's going to be August 13th. So you can attend virtually or in person. And I think if you are, I should have looked at this before I started, but you do need to register, and I believe it's free. So for virtual, to attend virtually, you need to register. And I'm going to put links to that in the video, or in the description. So we'll have a link for the 2 videos of the exhibit, and then a link to sign up if you want to attend the presentation. And that'll be August 13th. So I appreciate those that shared that with me. So let's take a look, because I stitched on 6 or 7 different things since I last came to you. I'm going to make some room here. And I've got some haul to show you a little bit. Some of it I had, some of it I got flosses for, so I'll show you that. And, well, let's just see, I got a whole pile. Oh, and first off, I have a fully finished object. Remember Live on Little? I got it framed. Let's see here. This is going to be hard because I want to see what I'm showing you. Okay, I can show you like that. There it is. Now, interesting, this frame has a little metallic in it, which I did not see in the store. You can see if I have it tilted down, it doesn't really show. But when the sun hits it, there's a little metallic, which I'm not sure I'm thrilled with, but I do like the colors in the frame. Let me zoom up. They pick up the different colors in the piece. So that is Live on Little, fully finished. And if you watched the sewing room tour video, I actually show you the wall that it's on. Let me get close up here. So that's done. It's hanging. Yay. So what did I work on? Well, one of the things that I worked on is Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. There we go. And this third block, I made significant changes to, which I showed you in the last video, but there's a lot of fill-in. So I worked on the water and I'm working on the house, filling it in. And I've got a little bit of the window pane to finish, but you can see the whale, I wish I had made it just a tad darker, but it shows up. I might outline it because it kind of disappears. But I added a whale instead of the mermaid. I added a beekeep or beehive instead of the second bird bath. Took out the tree. So I'm just filling in the house, and here it is. So I'm going to a retreat, the Getaway Girls retreat, in a couple weeks. So I'll be taking this to work on the fill-in. And here are the flosses. I know I've shown this before. And what is it on? I'm gonna have to look that up. I think it's 36 count sand dune. Here's all of the flosses. It's got a lot of colors. And that is 40 count. I said sand dune, I was right on that, but it's 40 count lakeside sand dune. So there that is. So worked on that, and we'll continue. Got to finish the second one with the all the seaweed. I got to finish that, but I wanted to finish all the filling on the house, and probably will start. I love the ship with the quilt blocks. Let me go this way. This one, I love that. So I'll probably skip down there and work. Because I'm going to keep making some changes. There's a couple of blocks that I'd like something else there. And then other ones I absolutely adore. So I'll kind of go along. Now last night, and this isn't much, but I didn't want to show it. Last night I pulled out in my Joyful Stitching project bag, I pulled out Houses of Hawk Run Hollow. And I started adding in more of the frames. So I've got the top row just about done. And this one is done on 36 count. Pretty sure it's 36 count. No, glad I looked it up. 40 count platinum with the DMC. So I'm just working on the boxes, the frames. I think I've got a little bit left to do on that house. But there it is. And I did change the color of that house a little bit. But when I show this next time, I'll pull out what the changes were. Here's the floss. Well, again, lots of beautiful colors in that. it's interesting because the picture, see the picture? It's very dark. And the floss was much lighter, called for floss, so I darkened it a little bit. So worked on that just last night, actually, on the frame. And on the Facebook group, our sampler years, Krista does a Monday with Mary, and I usually attend that. So on Mondays, she's working on a Mary sampler. So on Mondays, I pull out Mary Ann Kopp, 1839. I need to stand up so I can see what you're seeing. And I pulled that out and got a little bit more done. The colors are gorgeous on this. Look at the colors. Look at that. Beautiful. And the border is so delicate and so elegant. So I continued working on the border. You can see I've got a flower to add in there. Got the name in there. Got the bird done. Got some of the little motifs done. So that one I'm not working on all the time. I usually save it for when I'm doing Monday with Mary, and then sometimes I just keep going on it for another day or so. But that one is on. Okay, I know you're here. Why can't I find it? Well, I don't know. It's not in my whips. Oh, that's because I started it this year and it's under starts. Seems like I worked on, so those are my starts for this year. Mary Ann Kopp is done on 36 count Amaryllis by Under the Sea. And it's called for hand dyed and DMC. You can see it's got, I think, just one DMC, and the rest are the called for. Let me hold it up one more time. So that's 36 count Amaryllis, which has got just a little bit of a yellow tint to it. Just a touch. It's actually very beautiful. I don't know if it's gonna show up there or not. In person, it's got just that little bit, not golden, kind of yellow. Now this one, this is in my Saju bag. And here are the Vicki Clayton Silk Pack. And this one is an Tong Ufendel, which we've had a discussion about how to pronounce it, and I know I'm probably doing it incorrectly. And Tong Ufendel, Anne, our friend Anne. So that one, I'll show you in a minute, is done on 40 count Sleeping Bear linen by Needle and Flax. It's gorgeous piece of linen. It's like the perfect sampler color. And the silks just look amazing on it. So I've moved down below the big move down. So got some of the border. I think the top border's done. I know I got to do some of the over one. Yeah, I know. I will. Got the trees done. I got a flower right in here. I've got to finish the border, but I decided to come down and work on that motif right there. So I'm going to back up so you can see. There it is. And I do have the border. It's a long one. There we go. Do have the border all the way, the bones of it done. But here it is. Oh, it is such a beautiful sampler. It's just beautiful. And the silk pack on it is gorgeous. Let me hold up the cover one more time. This is by Hands Across the Sea. There we go. So I know I've got some over one to do, but I'm working my way down, and it's such a pleasure to work on, and these silks are beautiful. I had no problem doing the over one. Let me zoom up. That little flower's over one. I did just the 10th stitch. I did just a half cross. I don't know, is that too blurry to see? You can't really tell that I just did half a cross. So there is Anne Ufendel. I don't know, several people have said it's pronounced different ways, and so now I'm confused on what is the right pronunciation, what is the wrong pronunciation. Our friend Anne. Now this one I started last October while we were over in North Carolina visiting our son. And we stayed over there about 3 or 4 days and got to see them. They came over one evening. They live about an hour away, and we rented an Airbnb that had several bedrooms and a nice kitchen, and we just sat and played games and had dinner, and they came over that night. And I think we came a day early. They came the next day and then spent the night with us, and we spent the next day. It was just wonderful. But on one of the days we were there, when my husband was playing golf and I was just home at the Airbnb, I started this one. And this is on 36 count de bloom, and I'm using one color. It is Classic Colorworks Licorice Red. What is it? Now I've got my penny and tunny bag here. Let me show you. There's the floss. It's kind of a faded red. It's a nice red, but I wanted it to look vintage. It is Americana Red by October House. And here it is. I know when I first started it, I wasn't sure if the red was going to be okay, because I started, I'm just going to show you a peek. I started up there. And I thought, ooh, oh, I don't know, is it too light? But look, it's fine, because this other area has much denser stitching. Yeah, let me get it. Look at the barn. That took me about a week to do that barn. I just love the motifs in that. That are little cross stitches. Let me zoom up here. You can see them. Just really fun. And I love the quilt motifs in it. So I'm very pleased with my linen choice and very pleased with the thread. So it's, I don't know if it's half, but got quite a bit on it. Got that barn, which was huge. So just plugging away. I worked on that about a week, I think. I just couldn't put it down, so I didn't. I just kept stitching on it. So I stitched on it in October and then pulled it out again in June. So worked on that. And I had a couple. I don't know if this started in June. I think this started, when did we start this? This is a stitch along. And I think we started this 1st of June. Yes, I think that was the 1st of June. And it is, I know many of you have seen this, and some of you might even be working on it. I know Teresa of Jersey Girl Stitches, she and I have been sharing our progress on Instagram, and I need to post another picture. So it is GH 1857. Okay, let me tilt it so we don't get the glare. There we go. And it has the sampler, but it also has the smalls. So I've decided, sorry, I'm moving around so much, there we go. I've decided to start with a small. And actually I started the sampler and then moved to the small. Here are the colors, and this again is a Vicki Clayton silk pack. The colors are really pretty. Look at that gold. It's interesting because when you look at the colors, mostly I saw the green and the yellow. But look at all the blue. Look at the cover, look at the, it's got a lot of blue, which I liked. So I started the sampler and then decided to switch to a small. And this is a big enough piece of linen that I can do both on it. And this one is 46 count XJU Old Mushroom. So I measured it the other day about 3 times again to make sure I had enough. So here is the upper right corner. I was kind of testing the silk and the colors of this silk against the linen. So then I switched it to the end. So I will have enough of this linen. See, I've got enough to do the whole sampler. And then at the other end, I am doing the small. So this is a pin mattress. So there's the house. And there's 2 of the sides. And I'll have room for the other 2 sides and the back side of the mattress. And you can see, where is it? All the way. It's the other end. Where are you? There. So this linen, I think it's just a fat quarter, but there's plenty of room. And I've got to tell you, this little side that I did, I worked on this last Saturday. You know how sometimes you stitch and it's just like, this is a piece of cake. And then other times it's like, what in the world? I ended up making every mistake you could and had to redo part of it twice. So I don't know, sometimes you can stitch so easily and sometimes not. And that was one of the knots. But I love how beautiful, elegant, delicate, love the colors. Love the colors. And so here's, let me see if I can find, here's a picture. This is what the little mattress will look like right there. You can see the smalls. There's a needle book. Let's see, there's a drum. There's an oval fob. So this book has got the sampler and all kinds of different things in it. So a beautiful book. So that's GH 1857. Could probably finish those 2 sides and the back in a day or 2. I just need to put my mind to it and do it and not get distracted by all the beautiful things surrounding me to work on. I had 2 starts, and one I started on Flag Day. I was so inspired by the Attic Needleworks newsletter, and I looked and I thought, one of the charts they were showing, I thought, I have that, let me go look, and I did. So I pulled the linen and the floss from stash and started it right then. And what is it? It is by Chessie and Me, Across the Sea Sampler. There it is. And what's fun about this is, let me get a little closer, is there are some specialty stitches in there. And remember in May, I went to Nicola Parkman's workshop, which was fantastic, and we covered some of these stitches. And those of you that are following online with her online or her virtual workshop with the different stitches, you can use that too. And I just practiced in the margin when we were in class, and then moved into the sampler. So you could do that same thing, just in the margin, practice the stitch, and then move to the sampler. So across the C sampler by Chessie and me, and here are this, I think it's all Weeks and one Classic Colorworks. Here they are. Let me give them a little wind so you can see. There they are. And there is, let me just show you and then I'll show you my progress. On the top border up here, there is four-sided stitch. In the flag, in the stars of the flag, is Smyrna cross, and then the stripes are rice stitch. And so I'll show you that. As I started in the top right, and here we go. What is it on? Let me tell you, and then I'll hold it back up. It is on 36 count American Chestnut by R&R. So you can see the four-sided stitch is above the star, and then there's the Smyrna cross in the circle of stars and the rice stitch in the stripes. And the reason I stopped right where I did is that's where the hoop was. So just kind of kept working within the hoop, and then I'll probably move to the eagle. I'll probably just keep going over here, although I might just finish this. I haven't decided yet. So anyway, it's got those two beautiful big flags, and here it is one more time. I just loved working on that, and I'm looking forward to getting back to that. You might ask, how do you decide what to work on? Everyone's different. I know some of you are monogamous stitchers, and some of you work on different things. Some of you work on smalls on a certain day. It's whatever works for you. That's what you should do. For me, I can work, and I'm looking at my notes, seeing, because I'm trying to see if I have a pattern. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious. It seems to me I work on things about 5 or 6 or 7 days, and then it starts to get a little repetitious. So then I'll switch. And that's just me. Every once in a while I'll start on something or pull it out, switch, and I'm just not feeling it. So then I'll pull something else out. And what is it that appeals to me or not? I have no clue. Sometimes it's just a mood. I know with this one, it was Flag Day, and it just felt like the perfect time to work on this. So for me, it was just a good summertime stitch, and still will be. Now I have one more start, and I hadn't intended on doing this, but after I taped my very emotional introduction to my sewing room video, I thought, you deserve a treat. What treat would you like? And I thought, a new start. So there we go. This is on, actually this, I purchased the linen from Farm Girl Dry Goods, and it is 36 count old Amana. This was a retreat piece last year, I'm told, and it's been released to the public. So I grabbed it, and I saw the linen was available and grabbed that, and it is American Welcome by Plum Street. So I have the linen. Here it is. There you go up so you can see the name. And here are the floss, and I ordered because it does have, I know that there's a silk pack from Ricky Clayton if you would like, but it has some DMC, also some color and cotton floss. I'm just looking. It is Color and Cotton Floss and DMC. So I went ahead and ordered the Color and Cotton colors because from Color and Cotton they had a kit, not a kit, but a pack. You could get all the colors. So this is what I just made, these floss rings. So I just put that in my copier, reduced it, and put it here so I would know what in the world these flosses go to. So here are the DMC right here. And here are the Color and Cotton. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Color and Cotton. And I just started this. So here are all the colors on the 36 count Old Amana. Where is it? When did I start this? Just a couple days ago. So I started at the bottom right because I immediately wanted to get into the lighthouse and the houses. So I started down here, and here it is. So I just have about 5 days in on it. So there it is. And I'll probably take this to my retreat to work on the fill-in. So I'll get the bottom edge done and try to get the words and the rest of the sailboats in there. So then I can work on the fill-in. That's the plan. So here it is. And what is the count on this? You know, I haven't been mentioning if it's Ada friendly, but I have tried to mention if there's a specialty stitch. And this, there are no specialty stitches, I don't think. Wait a minute, let me look. Now, if you cannot find Old Amana, a good alternative is Hog Bristle by Fox and Rabbit. Well, I'm not, here it is. 173 by 146 is the size. And I'm just looking real quick. There is some, is there over 1? Just looking real quick. Yes, the very bottom, it looks like, let me show you. The very bottom is God Bless America is over 1, which if you were doing Ada, you could probably leave that off right here at the very bottom, which I haven't stitched yet. I hope you don't mind me peeking around there, but I want to see what you're seeing, and I have to kind of sometimes peek around unless I stand up and look over, which is hard to do when these, let me wind that up, there we go. So got the lighthouse. There is some red that will be stitched around it, back stitched. Let me show you real. I haven't done that yet. See the lighthouse. So just started working on that, and I'm enjoying it immensely and really like this linen. It's another good color. So that's another new start. So those are the things that I've been working on since I last came to you. So next I want to show you, check my notes, some haul that I got. And before I do that, I'm going to insert 2 little videos here. They're just 1.5 minutes each because I mentioned this in the sewing room tour. I had a stand that I put some of my works, the ones I'm currently working on, over it. Now, I don't really like folding them and putting them in the project bag. It's kind of like the quilts I mentioned. Sometimes when they're folded, they get kind of crushed, and then the folds kind of hard to get a hold of or get out of. So anyway, I do like to just lay the linen that I'm working on, the piece, over something. So hopefully these little videos, I put them in here. They were hard to tape. It took me forever to figure out how to get my camera. And so anyway, 2 stands by Ackfeld Wire. And the reason I'm showing you is I was going through some of my Quilt Market booth boxes, going through, pulling things out, and I'd forgotten all about these. And I looked at them and I thought, well, the first one is perfect to display a sampler. And the second one I can use to put my works in progress over so they don't get folds in them. So I'm going to put those 2 little videos in here. I'm going to stop this, insert them, and then I'll come back. We're going to give this a try. It's kind of hard to photograph, but I wanted to show you two of the Ackfeld wire stands that I unearthed when I was going through some of my quilt market booth boxes. And this one we used to display small quilts or things here, but I wanted to show you that I think I'm going to use this to put a sampler on. This measures about 13 inches here, and it is about 18 inches high. So there are several different styles that you can purchase, and I'm going to put a link so you can take a look at them. But this part, let's see, that part comes off, and this part comes apart, so it all can be stored flat. But take a look. I'm just going to drape this over. But look how pretty a sampler, let me see if I can get this to, look how pretty a sampler would look on that. I just think that's really, really pretty. So to display it, you could do a sleeve and run it through right here. There are also toppers available. But I just wanted to show you that, and then I'll show you one more in the second video. Here's the other stand that I have actually been using to store either my finished pieces that I haven't fully finished yet or my works in progress. This is designed, these are some that are finished. Here's some that are not. But by draping them there, I'm not folding them. You can see what I've got. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom so you can see. Now, I put these pieces of fabric here so that the linen wasn't resting directly on the wire. It may not matter, but I did put that there. And again, this has a opening, so if you have a sleeve, you can put whatever it is on there. It also has a topper. Let me see if I can do this one-handed, which I am not using the topper when I'm using it just to store my things. But if you had, say, a small quilt you wanted to display, you could have the topper and the quilt would hang here and below. These feet come off, so it all stores perfectly flat. This is about 24 inches, and I think I measured it about 13 inches high. So I will put the link in the description, but these stands, along with so many more options, are by Ackfeld Wire. I think it's A-C-K-F-E-L-D, I believe. I'm going to put that in the description with exact links so you can take a look at it. So I hope you enjoyed looking at those stands. I hope you enjoyed that. So anyway, I will put the links to those exact frames and also the web store for Ackfeld Wire, because they're just all kinds of options, and I have used them for years to display little quilts, bigger quilts. They have a lot of good options, so be sure to check that out if you're looking for some different ideas for display. Let me show you some haul that I got, and some of it's kind of unusual, and some of it's just normal. What should I show you first? I know you saw some of the Chessie and Me things that I got last time. Well, I got a few more, so let me show you. The other ones I got last time were kits. These are just charts, but this is Lady Liberty Needlebook and Fob by Chessie and Me. Let's see. Right there. There we go. All right, I'm gonna stand up so you can, I can see what you're seeing. There we go. And that one, I haven't pulled anything for it yet, but the model is stitched on 32 count beige by Weeks. And the needle book is 49 by 101 and the fob is 31 by 31. So those would be really fun, cute, and fast to do. Love that. Also picked up, and I guess I just love lighthouses. I just do. And so this is The Return of the Whale, again, Chessie and me, and it's got a lighthouse, which actually the lighthouse reminds me a lot of the lighthouse on Old Mission Point near Traverse City, just about 30 miles down the peninsula from where my parents used to live. So look at that. Isn't that cute? So that one is 55 by 125 on 32 count Wren linen. I haven't pulled any flosses yet for it. This is Flag Day Pincushion, again by Chessie and me. There's a cat on here and oh, love the flag. There is some four-sided stitch and Smyrna cross on this one, I'm seeing. There we go. I'll go in a little bit closer so you can see. Love that. And this one is Grand Old Flag Sampler, which I can't see the count on this. It's got a cat too. All right, let me come up here. Look at the flag, love that. I love the red door, the cat. These are I just love all these. Obviously, because I got several. This is Home Safe to Me. And I think this is a needle book and a fob. The needle book is 179 by 157 and the fob is 29 by 37. It's got a flag, a ship, oh, little alphabet. And again, come up here to show you. There's the name. And here it is. Trying to get so we don't get a reflection on the light. Just love this too. I know quite a few people are working on smalls on the weekend, and that might be something that I start just because there's so many things I want to do, and sometimes just having that idea of, okay, on Saturday or on Sunday, whatever day, that's when I'm going to work on a small. So I might start that. This is a kit I purchased from Farm Girl Dry Goods. This is Grand Old Flag 2 by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Juve. Here is the kit. Look at the DMC color. This was kitted with 36 count Creme Brulee by R&R, and it's got 2 colors of DMC. So like I said, it was a kit. And here it is. I know you've seen this. It's new. Grand Old Flag, very faded colors, but very pretty. So I went ahead and decided to get the whole kit, so it's all there, so I'm ready to start. I have it. So I picked those up. And then I picked up a few, some of these I had, and what I did was order the floss. This is, and I know you've seen this many times, This Is the Day by Plum Street. And I decided to go ahead and get the silk pack from Vicki Clayton. So here's the colors. There's the colors, so I can show you. So what I do is I'm just setting it right inside. So, and then I made it on my Cross Stitch Plus app. I made a note that I have the flosses. So then when I'm ready to start, which this one, not on my radar, but I wanted to have the floss. Then I also, I had the chart, I went ahead and got the floss. This is Stars. So there's stars with Plum Street and stripes with Shakespeare's Peddler. So here is stars. Sorry, let me get it. There we go. And here is the silk, here is the called for. I don't have linen pulled yet, but there's the called for. Wanted to have it so when I'm ready to start, because I have a good supply of linen, not on everything. There's certain ones I don't have. Actually, there's quite a few I don't have, but I have a nice selection. So I will be pulling from stash. At least that's the plan. We'll see. This is Stripes. It's the companion to Stars. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler. There we go. And here is the colors. This is a combination of mostly Weeks and Classic Colorworks. They're different. I don't want to get these mixed up. Here is Stars, here is Stripes. So there might be some the same, but they're certainly different. So I went ahead and ordered those, put them inside so I have them. Did I do that on any more? Yeah, I did that on this one too. I had a sweet friend send me a gift. Grand Old Flag sampler. I showed this last time, which needs Lakeside cedar plank. And where did I put it? And a dear friend sent that to me, and there, wrong bag. That's this bag. Oh, so much stuff. All right, what did I do here? All right, this is not like me, because I usually have it more organized than this. Grand Old Flag. I think I got, why did I have this layout to show you? I think I got the floss for it. Yeah, this one I already had set with tin roof. So then I'll show you what a dear friend, sweet friend sent. So that is, this is again by Chessie and Me, Grand Old Flag. I'm gonna put that back in there together. And I did make a color conversion because it uses All Belle Soie and Gloriana. So I made a color conversion to Weeks. So when I get started on that, and if I like it, then I will share that with you, what I did. That's all together, and they're trying to keep my beautiful, fancy project bag. This is the one, I think. Sorry, it's gonna be crinkling, which is somebody said, that just means good things are coming. Yes, here it is. All right, crinkle, crinkle, sorry. Oh, that was a lot of crinkling, sorry. So there's a couple of, what's this one? Is it? And I just dumped that on the floor. Yes, Gettysburg 1862 needs cedar plank, which a dear friend, a very sweet friend, sent to me. Here are the called for, and thank you, dear friend. I will be using this, and actually there's a couple. Here's another one that I think I'll use the cedar plank. This is 1864 House Sampler. So I have those all together because they need, or they recommend, cedar plank. So that will be all together, which I dropped part of it on the floor, so I'm just gonna set that all together because it all goes together, and I'll fix it in a minute. I got stuff everywhere. Okay. Couple more charts that I got, and then we'll be done. And then I'll show you something that I found at a local antique store. So So this one is new. This is Plum Street. There is liberty. And it says, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And I know you've seen this because it's brand new. It is calling for, and I haven't pulled anything yet, it's calling for 40 count Hemingway, which is kind of a brownish linen. I'm going to have to look to see if I have it. And I don't have any of the floss. This just came the other day. But look at this. Oh, I love that. Plum Street. Oh, so pretty. And as long as I was ordering, I ordered a couple more to come along. Because, you know, things can't travel singularly. They have to have friends. So at least that's the excuse. I went ahead and got some of these salt boxes by Plum Street. This is spring. And then we have summer salt box, all by Plum Street. Which again, I haven't pulled anything, but I have them. Ready, this is autumn and winter. Got those. Now if you don't, let me back up. Kitten Stitcher, Shakespeare's Peddler, Teresa, all the same person. She did an exclusive with Scarlet House, and it's called Mary Finley. And if you don't want to see it, look away. I haven't pulled the linen for it. There's a wait list for the linen, so I'm just kind of waiting to get that. Or I may just pull from stash. But I went ahead and ordered the Vicki Clayton Silk pack. These are the colors. And if you don't want to see it, look away. It calls for MPI, but I went ahead and got Vicki Clayton. And it also calls for 40 count button box, medium dark, which that's pretty dark, and it doesn't look that dark on the cover. So I may use something I have in stash. But it is Mary Finley, and now I'm going to show it. So if you don't want to see it, look away. I love this, and this is an exclusive with Shakespeare's Peddler. I think there's only 10 colors. There is, I was just counting, but look how they're used. So if you are interested in this chart, you need to go to Shakespeare's Peddler and you can order it. She also has the NPI silks for it. As I said, I decided to get the Vicki Clayton silk pack. So that I'm anxious to start on, and I'm going to have to look. I might use some of the new Mrs. Crescent Crown linen for that. I'm going to have to look. So I picked that up, and of course that couldn't travel by itself. So while I was looking around on Shakespeare's Peddler or Kitten Stitcher website, check out their $5 deals, because I got this for $5. I didn't have this one. It's the Needle Punch and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and look at, it's the summer. Look at all of the projects. I love them. So $5 deal, and it's just, and it's gonna flip through real fast. It's just beautifully done. Oh, wow, I like that. What was that? Use flag. Oh, let me see if I can show that without showing the other part. There we go. Look at that. So that's in the summer issue of 2003 Punch, Needle, and Primitive Stitcher. That was one of Kitten Stitcher's $5 deals. So I'm almost done, but I do have a couple of things that are very unusual to show you. One of them is not unusual, and you've seen it. And I resisted, and then I could resist no longer. Ann Johnson 1852 or 1832. I am seeing this is an exclusive with traditional stitches, and I am seeing it online with, oh, they are beautiful. And I'm thinking I've got some bee's knees that will be perfect. Now it's calling for something else. Where is it? Of course, now I can't find it quickly. There it is. It's calling for Tiki Boo by Tabby Cat. But I'm looking at it thinking I've got some bee's knees that looks very similar, so I think I'm going to do that. And the reason I hadn't ordered it is, well, I thought the exclusive was over and you couldn't get it anymore. And for some reason I saw someone showing it on Instagram, and I thought, oh, I wish I had gotten that because I love it. And I went on the Traditional Stitches website and it's still available. So I went ahead and purchased it, and I got the 103s, and that's what I want to show you next, what the 103s are in. But here they are. Here's the 103s. And I found this box. It fits Gutterman thread, but it's perfect for the 103s. I got it in 2 different sizes. And the reason I got this is if I want to travel with it, this lid fits on here perfectly so the things won't spill all over the place. This fits 18. And I'll put the link to this in the description. And I also purchased the 12. Look how cute this is. So that's what it looks like when you get it. And I think they have a 24, 12, 18, 24. So I got this because that'll be perfect too. But there are the silks in the Gutterman box. So rattle, rattle, rattle. So I got that. And couple more things and then we will be finished. A couple weeks ago, no, it was in May. I hadn't come in yet, that's why I didn't show you on the last FlossTube. Hobby House got some more of the new color from Tabby Cat, Ashley Down. So I went ahead and ordered it. I jumped on that because I missed the first time, and I thought, oh, I'm not missing it the second time. So here is the color. You can see it's modeled. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color, and I'm going to put it up against our vintage country mocha so you can see. It's very light. It's got just a little bit of modeling that's kind of, it's a little bit of gold, a little bit of a clay color, that it's very slight. It's beautiful. Can't wait to use it, so let me hold that up again. That's Ashley Down by Tabby Cat, brand new color. And Hobby House, if you go on their website and they're out of something, you can write your name in it. There's a little thing, notify me, put your email address in, and when it comes in, they'll notify you and jump on it right then. So I've got 2 more things, well, actually 4, but kind of grouped together to show you. This is something I've been looking for a long time, and I don't know why, but I just happened to be on, it was either Etsy or eBay, I think it was Etsy, poking around, and I thought, I wonder if anybody's got that chart, and I found it, and I jumped on it. This one is not quite as hard to get, but it's ginger and spice. This one is the Mid-Atlantic Sampler. I know you've seen this. It's older, it's out of print, but look at, I love the motifs on that. So I purchased that one. As I said, it's out of print. Ginger and Spice 9103 Mid-Atlantic Sampler, so you can see that. And the other one is almost impossible to find. That's the New England sampler. And I found it. So I went ahead and got both of those. Here it is. You can see the different motifs in there. Show you the name. So you never know, just keep looking. You never know when you're going to be able to find something. There we go. I just love the motif in both of those. I love it. So those just came the other day. And the last thing I want to show you is our local antique mall. It's downtown where we live. And it's a 3-story building. It used to be an office supply store. So you would shop on the first level, and the second and third level were storage or offices. Well, now it's an antique mall with different booths, and you can go to all 3 levels. Well, the owner, and I think they've been in business now as an antique mall for, I don't know if it's been 10 years yet, but it's been a while. The owner goes on buying trips, different places, and she went to France and Belgium in the spring and purchased things to fill a container to be shipped here. Well, it came in June, so, they packed it all up over there. It had to travel by ship over here and then make its way here. And she had all kinds of things from France and Belgium, antiques. So I went to look because I thought you just never know what you're gonna find. And they had a huge table with nothing but linens, like sheets and towels and all kinds of things. And I'm usually not interested in those things, but I thought, is that antique linen? So I started digging around, and it was. So I picked up 2 pieces of antique linen. This is French linen. This is actually, get my pen out of the way, something I'm going to use to stitch on. Counting it, it looks like it's around 40 count. It's got 1 hole in it, so I will work around that or, do something that will fit before the hole. But look at this beautiful piece of antique linen. It's in really good shape. It's got some age. It's got a few spots. That's all right. It's a big piece. $12. $12. Couldn't believe it. Here's the hole right there. But there's still plenty I can work around. So I picked that up. Like I said, I did a quick count, and I think it's around 36 or 40 count. Now the other thing actually took me aback when I saw it, because there were all kinds of towels and pillowcases and sheets that were stitched with initials. They were marked with initials. And as I'm looking around, and this one, let me see, this actually, I don't know what it originally was because it was cut. But that's all right, because I'll show you. I don't know what it was. It's huge. It's a huge piece, and it was cut. But what I want to show you is, well, let me show you this. Look at, there's a little decorative design right there. But the reason I picked it up is look at the initials. Look at how beautiful they are. I get it the right direction, sorry. I'm all over the place trying to show this to you. Those are my mother's initials. I about fell over when I saw it. So I'm thinking I'm going to make it into a little pillow, because there's also another spot right here that's also marked. So I thought, when I saw that, I thought, well, that's coming home with me, because those are my mother's initials, and I'm thinking I'll do a pillow, that'll be the front, and then on the back, I'm thinking of using some red and white ticking and put that in there with it. So I don't know if I'll use the rest of it. I mean, the linen is beautiful. I might use that for some more smalls. Wouldn't that be fun to do as Brenda's doing, a sampler bowl with some of these little samplers, red and white samplers, and use this linen and have that as the center. So I was really excited when I saw that and wanted to share it with you. Well, I think that's it. I hope that you've enjoyed all of this stuff that I've shown you. I hope I didn't go too fast and overwhelm you. It's hard when you haven't done it in a while and you have so much to share. But let's see, today is the 3rd. I'm looking at my calendar. In 2 weeks, I'll be at the retreat. So I probably won't do a FlossTube in 2 weeks, but I'll probably do one in 3. So take a look in 3 weeks or so for another FlossTube. I'm looking forward to our retreat. I think those 2 pieces I showed you I'll take because there's a lot of fill-in. I'm not sure what else I'll take. It's several days of stitching, so I don't know. I'll show you when I get back what I worked on at the retreat. So I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of the day if you're in the U.S. and are celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July tomorrow. Happy 4th of July. We aren't doing anything special, and our little dog Benji is terrified of fireworks, so we'll be putting him in an area with a radio, probably in our bedroom. I'm not sure. He also likes my husband's office and put the radio on, so Rick might go up there with him and where it's quiet and put the radio on so he's not bothered. But we'll take care of him so he's not bothered by the fireworks. And it's just people in our, not our neighborhood, but our area sometimes shoot off fireworks. So the noise is very much in the distance, but Benji can hear it. He doesn't like that, so we try to keep him calm with that. So happy 4th of July, happy Wednesday today, July 3rd. And until next time, I wish you happy stitching. Bye, everyone.